During Jerma's first ever playthrough of the Pikmin 2 video game, something hilarious was about to ensue. Jerma proposed a deal, $1 billion removed from his upstanding debt to his chat, in which he owes them a lot of subs. But in return, he would do no silly voices for 20 minutes.
You guys willing to put up $1 billion in the debt if I can not do any like dumb, funny voices for 20 minutes?
Now, this was an interesting offer. Chat is known for their love of funny voices, so obviously they had this to say.
No, this is going to be really boring. It's going to be really boring if you do. Only funny voices for 20 straight minutes? I don't know if I can do that. Only funny voices for 20 minutes. Only. Oh, God. Oh, my God.
This was by no exaggeration the most monumentous occasion to ever happen in Pikmin 2, the video game. That's right, only funny voices for 20 minutes. But Jeremy wasn't about to instantly accept this deal. He had a few questions to ask.
People that come into the stream that have not been here forever, or that may be new viewers or something, they're just gonna think I'm trying so fucking hard. Like, I am just trying so hard to be, like, funny and shit. Like, Jesus, man, like, come on, really? Like, you just are doing voices for 20 minutes, for like 10 minutes straight. Like, funny, I get it. Like, just relax, dude, and just play Pikmin. Like, nobody cares.
But all the funny voice Andes in chat had to have their way. There was a unanimous vote in the poll, 100%. And so Jerma did, in fact, concede. He agreed to the deal. 20 minutes of funny voices only. No normal voices and no breaks. But Jerma had a few last-minute doubts. See, he was starting to realize the severity of the deal that I just spilled shit all over my desk. It's fine. It's fine. Jerma, right?
All I'm just imagining, I'm imagining me getting like a call, like a very important call that I have to take. Mr. Albertson, there's been an accident. There's been an accident? Okay. Well, let me just make sure that everything's okay. Like, no. I'm gonna lose.
I feel like this is what happens anytime Bernie Sanders has to answer a call. It's just like, what? Why are you doing this fucking Bernie Sanders sound and voice on the phone? Just talk to me like seriously.
Mr. Albertson, yeah, it's us. You have not paid your electric bill. Not paid my electric bill? Well, would you look at that? Sorry about that. I'll work on that. I'll get better at that. I promise. Like, what, are you mocking me now, Mr. Albertson? No, I promise. This is not me mocking you. It's not a mock. It's absolutely not a mock. I have something going on here. You're mock. Stop doing that voice. That's not how I speak. Face cam. I'm not putting on a face cam. No, I'm not putting a face cam on. No.
He was, in fact, putting a face cam on.
I'm going to be sitting there just talking in voices like this with the fucking face cam on. This is going to be so embarrassing. If I turn that face cam on for 20 minutes and we do 20 minutes of voices and you have it on the whole time for proof, I want another $1 billion off the debt if I do it. Another full $1 billion.
Now, Jeremy's humility was creeping in at this point. He was backing out of the deal. He really didn't want to do this, and he proposes to the chat, if I'm really going to do funny voices for 20 minutes, I expect another $1 billion off the debt. But the chat, they don't care about money. All they care about is funny voices for 20 minutes. And so they accept this extra $1 billion and demand the funny voices happen immediately.
We got a unanimous? You have unanimous to that? Is it unanimous? All right, fuck.
Now it was time for Jeremy to devise a plan. If he could just note down a list of impersonation voices that he could do reliably, he would have this in the bag.
I gotta pick out some from ones I can do for a while. I could do this. I could just talk like this for a while.
But Jeremy, instead he does this weird Bernie Sanders / French person voice.
I don't know what this is, but it's something. It's something that is not my voice. I don't know, but it's not my normal voice.
And claims that it's great, though. It's great because it's not his voice, and this is something that he could do. And that's actually what he starts with. So without further ado, the challenge was about to begin.
3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so where do I want to go first? I think we're going to go back to Wistful Wilds. I think that's a good place to go. I'm seeing people say that no Bernie, but I don't know what you're talking about. How many Pikmin do I want, though, Bobby? I'm trying to do voices.
Now, when I first watched this segment, it was in a very short clip that I'd saved on YouTube, and I thought that he was going to do Bernie for the whole 20 minutes. I was kind of freaking out. I'm currently hearing Bernie Sanders play some old video game, and he's taking it seriously. This is really Bernie Sanders strategizing in Pikmin and yelling about the game. He's not making any compromises. Jerma's just talking as he normally would when playing a game, just as Bernie. It's honestly impressive how seamlessly he's able to just disguise his voice. There's no compromise, no loss of his authentic monologue. This was just a sight to behold.
I wanted to go over this way with blue guys.
I almost talked in my normal voice for a second. It was very close. I almost just talked in my normal speaking voice.
So next up, Jerma does his Otto voice, which is, if you didn't know, Jerma has a dog, a little dachshund called Otto. And whenever he talks in Otto's perspective, he uses a little voice like this. Kind of sounds like the Stitch voice. In fact, it sounds an awful lot like the Stitch text-to-speech voice when you donate to someone with TTS Monster. If you ever want to donate to Ludwig or Squeaks as Jerma's dog, you can. Not that anyone other than me would actually spend real money on something like that. Something interesting about this, though, is that it turns out that Jerma is able to do his actual natural inflections. With Bernie, it was a lot more complicated, but with Otto, he could just add that little modulation onto his voice, the Otto kind of sound onto his glabula.
Oh, this is actually pretty easy. I can do this for much longer than 20 minutes. I think you guys got scammed.
And he could have kept this up for a while, if not for the most unexpected plot twist, which I forgot about until watching this right now.
Is it raid? Oh no, is it actually a raid? I hope there's not a raid. Raid song?
Next up is Mr. Satan talking about how he doesn't want to sing the raid song.
No, that can't be a raid song right now. I hope there's not a raid. Is there a raid? There's not a raid. I don't see a raid.
If you want to know what the actual raid song is, well, there isn't one. It's a joke that chat makes up anytime Jerma's raided. Essentially, they would say, sing the raid song, so everyone in the chat thinks that Jerma's some weirdo who sings a song when he gets raided. And of course, Jerma always falls for this and reads the chat out loud. And I think sometimes he does sing a little song, but I thought that I would make a proper raid song. I know this has nothing to do with the clip that we're watching right now, but just bear with me. Everyone in the chat room, let's welcome. Brand new viewers are joining to the stream. They're raiding far away. Here you're gonna see some funny laughter, some spee and silly actors, but most importantly, some fails. Let's get back to the video.
Stop. People are saying you can laugh normally. No, I cannot laugh normally.
So at this point, it kind of feels like we were watching some kind of kids YouTuber, like he's entertaining a group of toddlers with his silly voice, but he also has to play the game. I don't know, I just love the Otto voice for the same reason as I love the Bernie voice, as I expressed earlier.
So, I think what I have to do is I have to cross over here for the blue guys. How long has it been?
Okay, I don't know how to explain this voice other than swamp creature. I don't know who Jerma's impersonating, but he's extremely dank sounding, quite moist almost. I don't know, a very interesting deep timbre to this voice. I'll have to circle back on this because I really don't know who that is.
I might have to do this for 10 more minutes. Everybody get out of the water! Everybody get out of the water!
The first bad thing starts to happen to him in the game, which was inevitable. I don't know how he didn't foresee this. This could have been part of his plan. But the result is this weird swamp creature going, "Get out of the water!" It sounds like some actual line from a horror movie or series.
I did slip a little bit. It was really close, but I pulled it back very quick. I fucking hate this. This is the worst thing I've ever done on stream.
Next up, we have the bird voice, which starts with this kind of weird panic. for some reason he has this convulsion to do his normal voice for a second, and he has to go in order to combat it. I can't believe that this was happening. It was so difficult for him to keep doing funny voices after 10 minutes had passed.
It's me, I have a new voice, I'm a bird.
And then after that, none other than the goblin voice, which is so scarily close to his normal voice that you can hear the actual panic in the tone of his voice.
I am a goblin. Say something funny. I don't care how funny this shit is. I don't care. I just am trying to keep my normal speaking voice from coming out at all. I don't give a shit about how funny this sounds. I don't care about what I look like on stream. I don't give a shit. I don't care. And you thought that I almost slipped. But what happened was, I went into a German guy.
The absolutely seamless pivot from doing the Bernie Sanders voice to a slip to the German man voice, which apparently was his excuse for that.
A doi is my favorite noise. My favorite weird voice. This is Bernie. This is Bernie. If Bernie is morphing into a bunch of things. Bernie is morphing into a German guy again. Bernie is morphing into a guy that speaks like this. I'm getting close to losing. I am.
Oh my god. I didn't know that we were going to see another recovery into German guy from Bernie. Fascinatingly, though, this part starts with the doi 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 sound, which is a reference to old Jerma for anyone who's not been around that long. The doi 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 turns into Bernie explaining why he loves the doi 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 sound, which is like totally unnecessary, but sure, he has to talk about something. And then for some reason, Bernie starts morphing, and he doesn't know what he's morphing into yet. At this point, the character is just Bernie, but he's morphing into something, which is horrifying, honestly. And it sounds exactly like what he's doing, so I'm not going to call him wrong. And of course, Bernie morphs back into the German guy. I'm not sure how he chooses these voices or what is going on in his brain when he makes these decisions for how to talk.
That was not a slip. That was not a slip. That was me changing to this guy. That was not a slip. Absolutely no slip. Somebody just wrote, God, ... This must be so fucking annoying.
And then we get this apologetic sounding little speech from Otto, which is sincerely the most adorable thing that's ever happened on a Jerma stream.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I really am so sorry. But I need to take this debt down. I need to get the debt to come down very, very quickly, as fast as I can. I'm so sorry. Room temperature IQ Andy E-Clown.
And then we get Otto reading another one guy message, which calls him a room temperature low IQ E-Clown, to which his normal laugh starts to happen. And then it turns into the Otto official laugh of ee. And now we have the finale, the last 30 seconds. And I'm going to play this all the way through because it's just too great. But I'll give you a little bit of a synopsis before we do that. So it starts with what sounds like Jerma's normal voice, but thankfully he follows it up with a second syllable, which confirms it to be Barack Obama. Now, this impression is obviously distinct from Jerma. It's just that the first syllable sounded more like him than the second one did. Now, that's totally excusable. Voices change, they fluctuate, and they sound like each other. So this was by no means him losing the challenge, but it was about to get much worse.
What are you talking about? Not a slip. This is not a slip. This is Barack Obama. That's not a slip. Might sound sort of like the way that I kind of talk a little, but now you make me go, ah!
Now, this part is just so immaculate that I couldn't possibly explain what was going on inside of his head. So I'll let Jerma do the explaining this time.
Let me explain what happened. I started to do Barack Obama. Started doing Barack Obama. Everyone said slipped. Slip, 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 slip. And then I started to make Barack Obama's voice sound fucking horrible. So I didn't want to make it sound like I was doing a really shitty Barack Obama, so I was correct. I was telling you guys that, oh, look at how bad my Barack Obama sounds now.
And chat comes in and graciously accepts his 20 minutes of impressions only as a success.
No slip? What do you mean, I won? I did it?
No slip. Jerma did it. No breaks, no messing up. He actually completed the challenge, and he got those $2 billion off the debt, which is a beautiful conclusion to the story. And that's where I'm going to end off the video. Thanks for liking the video if you're one of the people who does that.